This is the afternoon of the 7th of August, 2024. Article on the WLT report. Kamala Harris explains inflation, put up by NOAA. This was actually done on the 5th of August, 2024. We sort of have a new segment we're doing around here. I didn't seek to create this, but they just keep coming, and I have to keep covering it. It's called, quote unquote, Kamala Explains. And it's when Kamala Harris attempts to explain some concept to us. Bear in mind, she has no grasp of the concept herself, but it doesn't stop her from jumping right in and acting like she does, then explaining it to us like we're 5. Except I would definitely trust an explanation coming from an actual 5-year-old to be much better than what she comes up with. Here's the latest, where she attempts to explain inflation and what she's going to do about it. On one level, these are hilarious. On another level, they're very scary at the same time. Because as you listen to this, it sounds like every other dictator that has instituted communism. There's absolutely no solution presented here because they have no intent of solving it. They caused it. They don't want to solve it. They want you poor and living in horrible circumstances to keep you subservient to them. That's what Kamala is describing here. So it's funny a bit, yes, but underneath the blabbering of an airhead is very serious threat to your way of life. So let's listen to this moron.
What else are you going to do to fix this problem with inflation?
All right, thank you. Well, let's start with this. Prices have gone up, and families and individuals are dealing with the realities of that bread costs more, that gas costs more. And we have to understand what that means. That's about the cost of living going up. That's about having to stress and stretch limited resources. That's about a source of stress for families that is not only economic, but is on a daily level, something that is a heavy weight to carry. So it is something that we take very seriously, very seriously. And we know from the history of this issue in the United States that when you see these prices go up, it has a direct impact on the quality of life for all people in our country. So it's a big issue, and we take it seriously. And it is a priority, therefore.
You know, it's amazing. And if you watch some of my recent videos, and I've not only said it, I've shown you clips of Kamala Harris's hands. She has hands like mine where the ring finger is significantly longer than the index finger. That in combination with his flat forehead and his square jaw, what do you think this is? This is another Big Mike. That's what this is. This is a transgender. Full video played here. Let's listen to it.
What else are you going to do to fix this problem with inflation?
What are you going to do to fix the problem?
Well, let's start with this. Prices have gone up, and families and individuals are dealing with the realities.
She was asked, what are you going to do to fix this? And all she does is explain what we already know. Prices have gone up. Absolutely insane. Here's another one. Kamala Harris attempting to explain cloud storage is pure gold. The only bright spot we get from Kamala Harris is comedy. A lot of comedy. Comedy gold. Don't get me wrong, I don't need 4 years of this. I can get my comedy from TV shows and stand-up comedy shows instead. But for now, might as well enjoy some laughs along the way. Here's Kamala Harris attempt to explain cloud storage. Yes, this is real. No wonder they won't let her speak off script. Let's Let's have a listen.
So you're now no longer are you necessarily keeping those private files in some file cabinet that's locked in the basement of the house. It's on your laptop, and it's then therefore up here in this cloud that exists above us, right? Mm-hmm. It's no longer in a physical place.
She's a complete moron. She truly has no idea any bit of what she's talking about. It's just another salad gibberish. Do you think it's worse than when she tried to explain artificial intelligence? Cringe. Kamala Harris cackles about artificial intelligence. So, folks, I don't make the news. I just report it. And just in, I have a brand new word salad for you from Kamala Harris. This one's a doozy. Kamala Harris can barely tie her shoes in the morning, but here she is trying to explain artificial intelligence to the rest of us. She's barely able to get past the fact that it is comprised of 2 letters. Thanks, Kamala. Where would we be without you? Also, how about the border wall doing? You are the border czar, right? Or did you take that to mean you were supposed to let as many people across the border as possible? I can see how you get confused. Anyway, back to artificial intelligence. Enjoy this one.
Part of the issue here is what information is going into the machine that will then determine, and we can predict then, if we think about what information is going in, what then will be produced in terms of decisions and opinions that may be made through that process.
What you just said is one of the most insanely idiotic things I have ever heard. At no point in your rambling, incoherent response were you even close to anything that could be considered a rational thought. Everyone in this room is now dumber for having listened to it. God have mercy on your soul.
Nothing like having a borderline mentally challenged IQ person try to explain to you what artificial intelligence means. Hilarious. Yeah. Check out those man hands. It's just amazing that he doesn't hide them, you know? But then it got funny. Someone dubbed Michael Scott over Harris. And check this one. Kamala Harris versus Bart Simpson. Can you tell the difference? Kamala Harris has another awkward cackle laugh. Sorry to do this to you, but we've got another awkward Kamala Harris laughing clip to show you. The cackling hysteria strikes again. Hard to get more fake than this lady. Here she is in Charlotte, North Carolina, delivering a speech on abortion on the 1-year anniversary of the Supreme Court overturning Roe v. Wade. God appease the god Moloch. Watch and cringe.
Thank you all.
Yeah. Is she sauced? So awkward, but it's hardly the worst cackle she's done. Remember when she laughed at the Uvalde school shooting? Hard to get much worse than this. Here's what we wrote back then. I'm not a body language expert, but I think I can read the basic cues. And it sure looks to me like this hyena is trying so very, very hard not to laugh at the crisis. She finally regains her composure about halfway through the clip, but the first half she is doing everything she can not to laugh and cackle. Folks, this is what demons do, literally demons. Watch and judge for yourself right here on Rumble. Sick, wise Kamala Harris trying not to laugh.
Tragedy that occurred today in Uvalde, Texas. As many of you know, the reports are that it was a mass shooting at an elementary school, and the preliminary reports are that 14 children have been killed. And the details are still coming in, and of course the president and I are monitoring the situation closely. So while we don't know all the details yet, we do know that there are parents who have lost children, families that have lost children, and their loved ones, of course, and many others who may have been injured. So I would normally say in a moment like this, we would all say naturally that our hearts break, but our hearts keep getting broken. You know, I think there's so many elected leaders in this room, you know what I'm talking about. Every time a tragedy like this happens, our hearts break. And our broken hearts are nothing compared to the broken hearts of those families. And yet it keeps happening. So I think we all know and have said many times with each other, enough is enough. Enough is enough. As a nation, we have to have the courage to take action and understand the nexus between what makes for reasonable and sensible public policy to ensure something like this never happens again. So the president will speak more about this later. But for now, I will just say to the people of Uvalde, please know that this is a room full of leaders who grieve with you. And we are praying for you, and we stand with you. And it is difficult at a time like this to think about much else, but I do look around this room, and I know who is here. And I know this is a room full of American leaders who know and have the courage.
Yeah, well, she's definitely nuts. So what do you think? Is Kamala possessed by cackling hyena demon?
Hello, I'm Mike Lindell, and
As long as we're talking a stroll down memory lane, do you remember her very own please clap moment? This was a real gem. In some bizarre rant about yellow school buses, she achieved her own please clap moment and then burst out with her hyena cackle. So cringe. Watch here on Rumble.
Like my sheets? I love my Giza Dream sheets. Call or go to.
Gotta wait for that ad to end, I guess. Let's see if this will play.
Free. Choose from a variety of colors. Solid, strong.
And so think about the subject
This
of
offer
our
expires
yellow
on May
school
9th,
buses.
2021.
In that
So
regard.
don't wait. Buy.
It's hard to do this, folks, because I don't know when one starts and the other one begins. It's just really hard to do this. But I'm doing the best I can. Let's see if it's gone.
And so
Yeah, see? I have no idea how long that ad's going to be playing.
our
Well, it's too bad we can't hear her cackle. But you'll have the link to watch it in its entirety. I sure would like to be able to continue this.
country, more than 20.
Well, I can't override it because I can't see where the heck it is.
hello, I'm Mike.
Mike Lindell. And there's another clip there. Notice the square jaw, the extended ring finger, and the flat forehead. What does that tell you?
But extreme.
Well, take a look at it. Pass it along. And thanks for listening.